Thank you, Amy. And now, our third and final candidate from Region 1, the Superintendent of Story County School District in Virginia City, Nevada, Robert Slaby. Robert, welcome.
Good morning, and I realize I'm the last speaker between you and what you came to hear, so I'll try to be brief. It is said that membership is the lifeblood of our organization. The people that come to this conference is more than lifeblood. You're the heart and soul of our organization. I'd like you to consider 3 questions. First, how are we going to continue to be a strong and powerful advocate for public education for all children? And I mean all children. And how are we going to continue to honor the success of our students for the greatest educational program in the world and the greatest country in the world? Secondly, how are we going to provide the services that you want and the professional development that you desire? And how are we going to get, thirdly, and how are we going to get new members? I'll give you 4 ways I'd like you to consider. First, we need to work more closely, or continue to work closely, with our state associations and state directors. Many of us need to recertify to keep our credentials valid. We should have an opportunity, just like we're doing today with Loyola Marymount at this conference, where you can attend this conference and get recertification credits. We should set up a system where you could go to state, regional, and national conferences and get recertification credit while learning the best in research, what works in the classroom, what's happening in Washington, and celebrating our successes. We also need to look at regional conferences. We're in an age where we have declining budgets and declining money for travel, and we certainly have a lot of criticism for administrative travel. We need to have local conferences or regional conferences where we can fly in, indeed drive in, and get that same information and get those recertifications. Secondly, we must work with other agencies and national organizations to be a strong and powerful voice for education. I am proud that AASA joined with 4 other organizations and wrote a letter to Congress telling them what we thought was good about the ESEA reauthorization and what we needed to change. We are letting politicians and special interest groups wrestle away public education from us. But it's even worse than that, they're taking our joy. I defy any politician or special interest group to come before us after seeing the group this morning and seeing the groups last night and the groups we all have in all our schools and say a bubble test is the only way I can measure intelligence and achievement. We have to be a spokesman for public education. We have to join other organizations. And thirdly, we must do a lot of this electronically. We pride ourselves in being 24/7. AASA must be 24/365. We must be able to go to the website, get the best in research, see video clips, see highlights of conferences, and go to that toolkit that has information, that has data, that has PowerPoints, that has speeches that we can give to our parents, that we can give to school boards, that we can do to op-eds. We don't have time to do that. We need to be in the classroom and in school. We have powerful people at AASA that can do that work for us. Let me tell you a little about myself. I've been in public education for 44 years. I've been a superintendent for 26 years, and I joined AASA in 1986. I've been a superintendent in 2 rural school districts in 2 different states. I've been a superintendent in a suburban district and an urban district with a high EL population. I've been an AP teacher, been a football coach, and coached girls athletics before we funded girls athletics. With the new definition of homeless, because I was raised by my grandmother, I was also homeless. I have had schools that have had 100% poverty and very few kids spoke English. I have dealt with the Norteños, I have dealt with the Serenos, I have dealt with the Crips, and I have dealt with the KKK. Why do I tell you all this? I tell you this because I want you to be assured that I will represent all of you. From Florida to Alaska, from Maine to Hawaii, our brothers and sisters in Canada, ABOP, I'll represent all of you. Martin Luther King once said, "We all came to America in different ships, but we are in the same boat now." We are indeed the same boat now. Public education is under attack. We may be the last and strongest line of defense. In closing, let me tell you one thing that we learned last week with Whitney Houston's tragic death. No matter how beautiful you are, no matter how wealthy you are, no matter how talented you are, you still have pain. When we come to these conferences, what's the one thing that we hear? how are things going? And what do we say? It is so wonderful. I wish I had a twin to share my happiness with. Okay? We have to be able to come to this conference. We have to be able to share our pain and to learn our pain and how we can handle it, either through mentorships with new people or roundtables. So in closing, I want to thank you for everything you do. I know it's a lonely, thankless job to be a superintendent, and we really appreciate you. God bless your children. God bless you. God bless the United States of America and Canada. Thank you.